Do you scroll through Instagram or YouTube and feel like everyone else is crushing it? Even though you want to be happy for them, I hope. There's still that little voice that whispers, why am I not getting all the followers, the clients, that dream life? If you've ever felt like you're behind or not good enough to be doing this video is for you. You're going to learn why comparison hits harder when you're a coach, how it quietly wrecks your confidence and your business, and 3 tools I use with my clients to turn comparison into actual growth. Because here's why it's harder when you're a coach. You don't have a buffer. If you sold a physical product like hiking boots and you saw another brand thriving, you might think, what are they doing differently with their product? But when the product is you, your ideas, your voice, your energy, it feels personal. So when someone in your space is blowing up online, it doesn't feel just like they're succeeding. It feels like you're failing. Why am I not as good as so-and-so? It's not logical, it's emotional, primal, like being in kindergarten again. Comparing your messy glop of coloring with your best friend's perfectly colored along the lines masterpiece. And that's what creates this internal freeze, which costs you big time. Because now, every post you write, every offer you make is filtered through the lens of, is this good as is? Which steals your voice. And you stop showing up as your whole unique self, and instead as a watered down version of someone else. Here's the crazy truth. Most coaches don't fail because they're not good at what they do. They fail because they spend too long second guessing, perfecting, and hiding. We're gonna talk about the best tool to prevent this later on in this video. But first, I want you to know you are not alone. When I first started coaching, I was constantly comparing myself, and it was exhausting. But then I remembered this Chinese proverb that helped me shift my mindset. Outside of every person, there's another person. And outside of every mountain, there's another mountain. Basically, there's always someone who's ahead of you. Trying to be the best is a losing game. So instead of asking who's better, start asking, who am I best for? My favorite way to think about this is like with love. You're not trying to be the hottest, smartest, funniest person on earth, because if that's the standard, nobody is winning. You're not trying to compete with Gisele Bündchen, thank goodness. You're showing up as the best match for your person. That's how you want to think about your business too. But no one teaches us that. No wonder comparison is so sneaky and hard to shake, even when you know better logically. That's why I want to give you 3 practical tools that I teach all my clients to flip comparisonitis on its head. Starting with tool number 1, the mirror reframe. The best way to explain it is by challenging you with this question. What if the people ahead of you are simply mirrors, showing you what's possible for you too? That thing that you admire in her, instead of seeing it as a threat, what if you saw it as evidence of what's possible? Once this mindset shift lands, it can be so motivational. But here's the catch. It doesn't always work. For example, my YouTube producer, Abby, had to mute someone on Instagram. Even though she tried to reframe it, every time that person's content popped up, it just made her feel so defeated. She could not stop thinking, I'm not doing enough, I'm falling behind, she's just so much better than me. And no amount of reframing could override those feelings. That's why this tool needs to come with a dose of intuition. If following someone lights a fire in you, awesome, use it. And if everyone in your niche is triggering that comparison spiral, zoom way out. Look for inspiration outside your niche instead. Let's say you're a relationship coach. Instead of scrolling through other relationship coaches with massive followings and picture perfect testimonials, look at a weight loss coach or a creative entrepreneur. You're not competing for the same clients or selling the same services. So now the stakes feel lower and the inspiration a lot safer. With that safety, it's time to go inward with tool number 2, anchor in your truth. It might sound woo-woo, but it's not. Because honestly, if you're not clear on your own direction, that's when comparison gets really loud. You can start by journaling. What do I actually want right now? Not what Instagram makes you think you should want. Or if journaling's not your thing, voice note it, pray through it. How you do it doesn't matter, as long as you are tuning in to your path. Sometimes doing that requires getting quiet. That's where a social media detox can be so powerful, not just as a consumer, but as a creator. Like when I took a 3-month break from Instagram, those turned out to be my best business months because I wasn't busy absorbing what everyone else was doing. I was busy creating what I was meant to do. But if that feels too extreme, here's another way to anchor yourself. Reconnect to what makes you different and own it. Make a list of your background, your quirks, your natural strengths. Then ask, how can I use these to connect with the clients who need me? For example, I'm a former engineer. So what's on my list? Efficiency, systems, thoughtful introversion. That became a cornerstone of my business. And now people seek me out for it. But here's the caveat. You don't just think your way out of a comparison spiral. You have to act your way out of it. This is where tool number 3 comes in. Action over the spiral. One small, imperfect action today can do more for your confidence than a week of mindset work. So post something, pitch yourself, coach someone for free, anything that reminds you you are moving. And even if the spiral isn't totally gone, every time you act, you're proving to yourself, I'm not stuck, I'm making progress. And so you avoid that trap that keeps so many coaches stuck. This is such a universal struggle, so I would love to hear from you. What helps you move through comparison and back into action? Drop your tips in the comments. We can build a bank of ideas that we can all come back to.